Good afternoon and welcome to the Blue Line Metals Edge for Tuesday, November 16th. I'm Phillip Streible, Chief Market Strategist at Blue Line Futures. I'm going to keep this one a little bit more tight. We're going to focus on just the key markets here. Remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead, click that subscribe and like our videos. There's probably about 1,500 videos on here. We're going to get into some more process videos on how we do things. Remember, trading futures and commodities, it's a lot of detective work. It really is. And I think that it's noticing repetitive patterns and key things to identify is really like solving the mystery of the market. So, pulling up today's Morning Express, two things I want to highlight here. One in the gold section, which was we're moving at a point of caution here on gold and silver, and it's due for some consolidation or if not a pullback here, and that's what we're seeing today. A couple levels that I'm really watching. Pocket support here on gold, this 1836 to 1829. That's our 4-star support. Remember, that was big resistance. Now it's big support. It's got to hold. You do have some minor support. I think it's right around that 1851. I think that's more of a psychological level that people might try and defend. And then also silver, two levels that I'm watching here. This 2490 really stands out for me, and we are trading just about there right now. And then the one below it here, 2458 to 51. You got to defend these levels. So pulling up the chart, remember the other day we drew on a 30-minute chart? We drew that speed line going up. It was a trend line that needed to hold. I said we didn't want to see a breakdown below that. We've got the breakdown that's just a bit below it right now. So we don't want to see much of a washout. We don't want to see things happen like stochastics roll over, go back, start selling off in the deep oversold territory while the ADX starts to pick up, meaning it'll be a very strong downdraft that could occur. So, you just want to keep an eye on a couple of these things. And like I said, as far as detective work, one of the things that I do, and I really encourage you to do as well, is identify some of these, where we've had some big sell-offs and what occurred on those days, and try and find if there's a common pattern. And you could start maybe kind of front-running your own process where prices are at. Like today when we had retail sales number, it came out, it beat expectations. We had some people say, hey, should we take some off the board right here? And I really think that was quite advisable, because going back, if you look at how things have developed, you go back to this Wednesday, June 16th. Now, one of the websites I use, and this is completely independent, we don't have any kind of partnership with them at all, is Forex Factory, because I like it searchable as far as what happened on specific dates, and they give you all the expectations and everything with regards to markets. So going to June 16th, we had this big sell-off right here. Gold really sold off. It's high 1869, and we went down to this low 1865. So 3 days, $100 sell-off on gold. What happened that day? Well, you had an FOMC meeting and a statement, and Jerome Powell came out. He was really hawkish at that point in time, and it was really surprising because we thought it was premature for him to do that, and that's how gold digested it as well. Looked like some of the big banks might have had a whiff of what this statement was going to be ahead of it for them to start selling off. Now, looking at this level right here, you've got Friday, August 6th. What happened there? Well, that was the unemployment rate. It was the first time it ticked down. It was a big tick down. Went from forecast at 5.7. We were at 5.9. We ticked down to 5.4. That's going to get the Fed a little bit more hawkish as well. And that's where that big sell-off comes right here. And that was really a big blow and a big opportunity. If you follow me on Kitco, we were actually saying to buy down at 1685. It's a triple bottom from before. So some people did grab those down there. And then you come to this big sell-off we had right here. This was about a $50 decline. This was Thursday, September 16th. And you go to that one, and you know what? It was retail sales. It was the previous down 1.8%, came out actual plus 0.7. So today we had the retail sales number come out, better than expected. So you go back to the charts, and of course, gold having a bit of sell-off. Again, some things that I want to identify. You don't want to see that sell-off accelerate. You want to see some of those key levels, if you're bullish on gold, hold at those levels that we just looked at. Now pushing on to silver. Silver is also selling off too. We'll probably get rid of some of these things here. We won't need that anymore. So we really don't want to see gold. That trend line could be a bit below it. If you're going to connect like these bottoms right here, you're not going to want to see it go below that level there. Now the 2490, which was back to the Morning Express, this 2-star level support, for me, I think it really stands out. I think it's more important than a 2-star level, because look at where we're at right now. We're just at that level, and that was, what was this old high here? 2492. What was this old high right here? This is another one. It's going to be something similar, 2494.5. So really, it's kind of pocket support, 2495 down to 2490. That level's got to hold, and then this level too. Otherwise, this could get kind of ugly. It could be another big correction down. So, just keep an eye on some of these things. And remember, your goal in trading is really, it should be to try and make money and deploy to elsewhere by compounding your capital. So, you got a good position on, you got good profits, take some off, trail some stops. One of the more disappointing markets today for me, and I thought this was more disappointing than any of the metals, was platinum. Broke out to the upside. It's closing on its low. Now, it's good for a lot of you because I really like platinum to the upside. I think platinum's going to be one of the better performing metals to watch. So we'll have to draw some trend lines, see if we can maybe pull back to this 1050, and we're looking at adding it. And, the other day I surrendered on copper. It was near this high where a lot of you got out at, and you could see that it's going back into this range-bound trading. So, I'm just glad to be out of it, frankly. And then the other market here, dollar index breaking out, another new high. We won't need these boxes anymore either. You can see that this is starting a new trend. So we'll want to watch. I think this also led to part of the problem with the gold market today. So some other things we're doing, we did purchase some Bitcoin for some clients today on this correction. We're playing this range, see if it'll bounce back up. S&P 500, put down some put butterflies going out to the end of December just to be a little bit more cautious. A lot of you, I outlined how I felt that money managers that have they're going to beta chase into December, try and get above some benchmarks to keep their jobs, and then they'll sell out at those levels. We tend to see a bit of a waterfall and a trickle effect, especially like what we saw in 2018. So I think it's setting up for another one of those as well. So if you have any questions, reach out, shoot me an email, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to hear what your process is, how you trade on these markets or any of the markets that you're identifying. Again, I'm Phillip Streible, Chief Market Strategist, Blue Line Futures. Remember, futures and options trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.